TIFU by ruining my surprise proposal. Finally, I have something to post here. Although I am very embarrassed about this. I feel like a total idiot. Guys. On mobile. 8. So my sweet boyfriend, 28M, and I, 26F, have been together for 5 years. We've always talked about getting married, so I wasn't in a rush or trying to pressure him to propose, cause it doesn't make too much of a difference to me since I plan on being with him for the rest of my life and blah blah blah. Anyways, to the fuck up. So a family member of his is getting married and he was out drinking with them. He comes home, and we're just joking around and I say something along the lines of, "Please don't propose to me," during our camping trip, which is in a week. His face dropped. My face dropped. I suddenly pieced everything together and realized what I had just done. Drunk him just word vomits what the whole plan was and who was involved and how long he's been working on this. 3 months. And how stressed he's been and that every time he thinks about it he wants to shit his pants lol. It was a hilarious moment. We cried. We laughed. We got engaged. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with this man. TLDR. Fucked up by telling my now fiancé that I don't want to be proposed to on our camping trip, which he planned to propose to me on. Edit. I don't give a shit how he proposes to me. That's why we're engaged now. It was a stupid thing I said. Hence the fuck up, haha. Also, this is our annual camping trip, so I was pretty oblivious to his plan. I thought it was just another camping trip. Task failed successfully lol. Don't feel too bad op. My husband and I broke all the traditions when it came to our engagement. 1. I bought my engagement ring myself. Because it was on sale and I loved it. My husband, who was long distance at the time, and I had talked about marriage many times already, so we knew we would get engaged eventually. So I bought the ring. Cute. Cheap little sterling silver and cubic zirconia thing. And gave it to him and told him he could pick the time and place. 2. We moved in together about 2 months later and got engaged a month after moving in. We had been together for 4 years at this point. 3. He never actually said the 4 words. It was just a rainy evening and we were both sat in bed on our phones. He reached into his bedside drawer, pulled out the box and set it down on the bed between us. I said, "Now?" Quote. He said, "Yep." And I excitedly put on my ring at last. Honestly, that was perfect to me because it was low fuss. I got to pick my own ring, and I think the fact that barely any words needed to be said at all sums us up quite well. We communicate so clearly with one another that we don't need to follow a script. We got married at a registry 2 years later and we just celebrated our 2nd anniversary. 8 years together in total. Congratulations. But one question is still left. Why did you not want the proposal during the camping trip? Firstly, congratulations, but what if this whole was his plan and you just walked right into it? Congratulations on your engagement. I pulled a similar move on my husband. We went to look at rings and I fell in love with a small sapphire one. Couldn't stop talking about it. So we went back a week later and got it. Walked out of the store wearing it. No idea what he had been planning to do. But I definitely messed it up. I had the ring in my hand ready to propose to my wife. Her family was there. I'm ready to say those 4 words and she looks at me and says, "Don't even think about it." Okay, I hand her the ring. Box closed. And the rest is history. Lol. Today I positively fucked up. Almost did the same thing. One night I looked at my now fiancé and I just said, I don't care if you lie to me. Just tell me you won't propose to me on my birthday. It didn't matter. I just didn't want to get my hopes up if that wasn't the plan. We were sober though, so he was able to lie right to my face. Probably because I told him he could. I stayed suspicious of course, but was still surprised on my birthday. My proposal as such was my husband telling his grandmother he intended to propose. She just waddled her ass out to me when I got there and offered to help with wedding planning. Surprise. You now have a way better story to tell the grandkids. It melts my heart and makes me feel super jealous to see someone referring to his man as someone she wants to spend the rest of her life with. I have had partners. I have had plenty of hookups. But at my 32 years old I think I've never been truly loved. I have felt more love in this post than I have felt from my ex-GFS. Those who are on the same level. Enjoy it. You got something that cannot be stolen, borrowed or bought. I ruined mine, too. We had an argument cause he was exhausted and seemed checked out all the time. I wanted him to lean back a bit to take better care of himself cause I was getting tired of him always being so tired, which ended up turning into him admitting he was working so hard because he was trying to save up for a ring. I felt like the world's biggest asshole and we decided to make it official right then and there. I got an inexpensive vintage ring from an estate sale and he's no longer breaking his back loading up and hauling trucks full of gear. OMG, I'm sitting here cackling because this is the best TIFU I've seen in a while. How incredibly wholesome. And congrats to the both of you. Well, you have to admit, it does seem like the most obvious time he'd propose. Please don't propose to me during our camping trip. I don't give a shit how he proposes to me. Alrighty then. Congrats. Love this. Great story. Congrats. R. Ruined proposals. A similar thing happened with me and my wife. Our friends got engaged in a public place and I mentioned to her how much that would have stressed me out. Cue her changing the whole proposal and pivoting to just the two of us at home when she asked. Been married 8 years now. Congrats op. My wife and I had been together for about the same time. And she is a notorious secret killer. She's a professional. And no secret is safe. In the end, the only way I could actually surprise her was by proposing during the most mundane, low-profile way possible. We were in the middle of a random conversation while making the bed in our PJs. And I just interrupted her in the middle of her point and asked her. I will never forget the sight of seeing her face go through the range of emotions from anger that I interrupted her annoyance at the cruel joke. Wait. Is this not a joke? Wait, is this not a joke? Ugly crying. I guess the point here is that if two people really care about each other, then the method doesn't really matter. What matters is what comes next. Good luck.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.